Championship class, the 4 consecutive wins here at Spa between 1962 and 1965, a feat since matched by only one other driver, S10. Spa has been notably absent from the F1 calendar on a number of occasions throughout the years. In 2006, Spa was dropped after event organisers went bankrupt before circuit improvements could be completed. In 1971, the Belgian Grand Prix was cancelled as the Spa track did not meet FAA mandated safety regulations that year. The event was eventually relocated and would not return to Spa until 1979. The Eau Rouge corner is a favourite among fans, who have jokingly dubbed a similar corner on the Istanbul Park circuit, Eau Rouge. The original Spa-Francorchamps was one of the fastest tracks in Europe and has a reputation for being dangerous, with most of the corners being taken at more than 100.
Good evening everyone and welcome to the Ero Season 10 Opener for F2. This is the PlayStation League. We obviously are also running a PC cross-platform league elsewhere, but tonight it is the PlayStation F2 League. It will be the opener around Belgium. The tractor is a fan favourite among many, but a tractor personally I'm not a big fan of. Obviously they've raced there in real life today and they will be racing again tomorrow, but we will see how that goes. It's looking nice and dry here tonight, and that's a big change as we've seen plenty of rain in the real Belgian Grand Prix, but thankfully that will not be the case today. Let's keep an eye out then who's going to be racing tonight and who's going to be going for that coveted pole position. We've got 17 racers, a good turnout tonight, just 3 can't make it, so there is not too much to complain about there. A big field. Drivers on their outlap at the moment. Let's go on board then with the Williams driver starting his lap up through Rouge into Rayon. A good start, not lifting off the throttle too much, keeping plenty of speed through the corners. That top speed of around 213, 14 miles an hour into turn 3. He's taking that nicely, not too wide. Yeah, it's PSF2 over here. PC, I think, has been on elsewhere, but it is PlayStation F2 tonight. Williams then keeping it nice and tidy through those corners. It's good to keep tight through there, as you can understeer a lot. He goes through Pill on a place that's easy to crash, and down into a couple of very interesting corners after. He keeps it nice and tidy through there. No slip of the rear end. Very easy to do this year. Again, it's easy to wash out through these next couple of corners, but he keeps it nice and tidy through there. Going to show why he is in the F2 tier and not a little bit further down, as they go as wide as they can, not going over the white line to invalidate their lap, and then he's keeping it nice and tidy here, God's sake. Run all the way down to the bus stop chicane. It feels like it goes on forever. In the dry it is absolutely flat out, and then one more braking spot to hit, and he's gone a little bit deep there. He could have used maybe a little bit more curb, but it's not too bad. And let's see then what time will be the first time on the board. A 142.3. Let's see what other drivers can do to match them. Got a couple coming over the line there. A 142.9 for Jay. Not too bad a time, but he's been able to find a little bit more if he wants to get on that front step of the podium. A 42.6 then for Posh Evans in the McLaren with the fastest third sector, but he couldn't quite put it on pole for now. Gentile then, he's just starting a lap, but bottom marker goes fastest by a significant amount there, 4 tenths. A good time for the Ferrari driver, but beaten by his teammate then by a couple of tenths. IG Alex in at the top step of qualifying so far. Kai in P3 with a 1:42.3, and we're seeing the times flowing in now very, very close to that Williams time that was set just a moment ago. A couple more come over the line, a couple of finishing the lap, a couple of setting times there for our Bread going third place with a 1:42.0, and leading now down in 9th place in the Alfa Romeo. Staying eye on Banks and a couple of corners left to go. As he rounds the final corner then, what time is he going to set? At 1:42.3 puts him 6th place, not a bad time for the AlphaTauri driver. So we have, that's just someone given away, so that's fine, we'll stay on board with the McLaren of, I don't really know how to say his name. Yes, I'll probably butcher that if I tried, so let's just say the second McLaren driver. The Haas is leaving plenty of space around the outside, lovely stuff. Not to interfere with the lap too much. He says he's low on fuel, if he's not going to run out before he set his first flying lap. It's that one braking zone, a couple of yellow flags, but that's just some people letting people by, no incidents or collisions just yet. Yeah, he's gone a little bit deep there, the McLaren driver. You see that as he rounds the final corner, what sort of time was he going to set? And he goes 8th place with a 1:42.3. Not a bad time, but he's going to want to improve a little bit on that one. Let's get up to the second Williams driver and the last one currently on a flying lap. And he's going to abandon the lap. He obviously wasn't very happy with his time. Have one driver then on an out lap about to start his lap. He's halfway through into the final sector now. He's warming up those tyres. Gotta be careful around here. Very easy to lose the rear end while you're warming up the tyres, so you just want to be doing that and out before the race even starts. Ferrari jumped a bit slow, but he's off the racing line, so that's fine. Interesting. Wasn't very interested in practicing that braking spot for that corner, as it's not an easy one to set, but he's going to go for the widest line he can for the longest run up then. Let's go on board then with Liam Boot as he goes into turn 1, takes it nice and wide. He could have taken a little bit more of the apex there, but it's not bad time. He might get a lovely slipstream here from the McLaren driver all the way up through Rouge and Raidillon. Let's see, I don't think he's going to be quite close enough. He's dropped down a gear, and that's going to lose him some time. McLaren is going to pull out the racing line, and he will get a little bit of a tow up the hill as he hits 213 miles an hour. These F1 cars are ever so fast, 215 miles an hour. Let's see then, a purple first sector, and I wonder if that's due to a little bit of a slipstream up the hill. Oh, he's washed out a bit wide there, and he's going to have lost a tenth or two possibly. But that's fine. Oh, a little bit of a snap there as he go off the onboard camera, and he's kept it in the white lines. But that's going to be a couple of attempts lost there. You must see how this sector shapes up to be. He seems to have a lot of, a very lack of downforce in fact. And possibly that's why his first sector was so fast. A couple of technical sectors here then, riding the curve as much as he can, using as much of the racetrack as possible, and he'll come to the end of the second sector. Not a purple sector as we sort of suspected, but it's quite possible this third one could be. I think he's not running too much wing here, especially that rear wing, nice and low. The car's very low to the ground. You hear the car bouncing on the floor there, bottoming him out a little bit. He's gone a little bit early on the brakes there, but he's kept it in okay. And a bit of a short shift there in third gear, and that's going to put him up to just 13th then. After a fantastic first sector. A bit of a disappointing time for Liam Boot as he solidates himself just in P13 for now. Let's see then, Bosch Evans in the McLaren, currently in P10. Just on the cusp of where the points will be come the race. Hopefully it's a dry race tonight, but we'll have to wait and see. A yellow flag as a couple of drivers are letting each other through. And here you can see the McLaren taking a little bit longer to get up to that top speed of 214, 215 miles an hour. Suggesting he's running a little bit more wing. might lose a tenth or two, although he does go fastest in the first sector. But he should also go quite quick through the second sector as well. So in that corner, so easy to wash the car out a little bit, but he's kept the throttle pinned quite nicely. Ever so close to track limits there, but he's using as much of the track as possible to carry as much speed as possible. Good going there, see. Keeps it nice and tidy through there. Probably could have carried a little bit more speed. I think he did downshift there. Fourth gear then through the next couple of corners, trying to carry as much speed as he can because he's catching up to a little bit of traffic here. Could that get out of the way? That was mighty close to track limits, but he's really pushing that car for everything it's worth as he comes steaming down that back. Oh, well, it's not really a straight, is it? But we'll call it the back straight for now, as it is full throttle. That one braking zone then to find. How does he pick it out as the car in front goes flying off? That must be Liam, yeah. It looked like a good braking point. Let's see, flying up to the line, and that will put him P4 at 141.9. Only 3 tenths slower than the first lap. That is not a time to frown at all. But there are some out there on possibly a quicker lap. Let's see, as though is really struggling to get in the game here. Brito Marco then, currently P3. Can he off-throw his teammate? Let's see. He is going to go, and he doesn't go any quicker, in fact just a little bit slower than his last time. Coming up to the line, we've got the Williams, although that's an invalidated time. We've got the other Williams, who has yet to set a lap, although he's also invalidated, so he will not be setting a time anytime soon. Let's go to Lucas then, currently P10, 142.395. Can he improve? He's going to look like he is going to improve a little bit, and he's going to go fastest, in fact, to 141.5 for the Red Bull driver. And that is currently provisional pole by a tenth of a second. And it's very, very tight at the front there, just 5 tenths separating the top 6 drivers. And that is not a bad time at all. Got a couple of invalidations. We've got a Ferrari driver, that must be IG Alex. He's gone into the pits, he's invalidated that time, and it looked like he was not far off his time either. See then, his lead now going to improve, currently P14, he's going to jump a couple of positions to P12. But not as much as he would have wanted then. Let's go on board with the Alpine driver, Captain Emery, currently 13th place at 142.9. Over a second then off the pace. He's got a couple of drivers ahead. McLaren's off nicely, not opting to take a slipstream from there. He throws the car through turns 1, 2, and then round the corner into turn 3. He's got to keep it nice and tidy. He does. He's got a bit of traffic ahead of him, and that is a bit of a block there, I'm afraid, from the AlphaTauri driver. Really blocking it, Captain Emery here. This is not what you like to see. That is Liam Boo, who is blocking the driver, and that is poor, really poor from himself. Oh, hang on. Bizarre. Did I have the wrong person? Very strange. Okay, right. Maybe I'm going crazy. I don't know. So, Captain Emery then. I'm a bit concerned that he's going to have to chuck it straight in the pits there after that lap was indeed ruined, yeah. That's unfortunate then for himself. Leave now, he's had a few, hasn't many errors, but he hasn't just set a time. Let's go on board there with Banks. I think he's on a flying lap. Grupo on then, not a spin through there yet, easily done. But these drivers are not doing anything of the sorts. Really teasing that throttle. Maybe. I'm not too sure if he is in a flying lap actually. No, 6 seconds down, definitely not. Kepper has invalidated his time. He is also not on a flying lap. How about Vils here then? Is he on a flying lap? I don't know if he is. No, he's going to put it in the pits as well then. Let's wait for the drivers to come over the line. We definitely got some about to start a lap. Alfa Romeo into the pits as well. In comes Banks. We've got an Aston Martin coming up to the line. We've got 18 now. Boas in the session. And out on the cars. He's getting ready to set his probably one flyer he's going to get. That Aston is going to rock over the line, but he's not got the ERS to set a lap. Let's wait then for IG Alex. Okay, the other drivers are coming out the pits here. Well, a couple of them are. He's gonna have to get a move on there. Oh, we're about to start a lap with that Ferrari behind him. Let's see then, he's got one chance to set a brilliant time here. Let's go on board with him and see what he can pull out of the bag then. Bo VDB7 took ever so long to get into the session, and that is our first retirement, although I think that one is in the pits, as he knows he will not get out and set another lap then. What can this Merc driver do? Keeps it nice and tidy through Rouge and Radion. He's keeping the speed, didn't shift down to 7th. Let's see how this first sector is shaping up. A purple first sector then, 30 seconds on the mark. Let's compare that then to IG Alex as he goes over the first sector mark. 29.8, he goes even quicker. As we go back on board with Bo, let's see what kind of time he's going to set through that second sector. As IG Alex is really challenging Lucas for that first spot. As much as he can. Captain Emery starting his lap. Hopefully he won't get blocked this time. And let's see as he comes up to the end of the second sector. What kind of sector time is that looking like? 113.477. Not a purple sector here. IG Alex is invalidated. He might be able to get one more run in here, but that will be not what he wants. The pressure will be piling on. He's got a lot of drivers behind him. I'm assuming he's going to be wanting to save the ERS as well. Let's see then, into the final braking zone for Bo. Through the bus stop chicane, hitting the apex and hitting the other apex. That's a lot tidier than we've seen a couple of the drivers. So IG Alex is letting people through, but where's that going to put Bo? P2 when it matters, and he had one chance to put in a lap, a 141.6. He had that purple first sector, and that is his first sector, and he's put himself into P2. Lucas then over the first sector, and he has gone quicker. Bottom marker's had enough before he goes in. IG Alex did get over the line in time, so we'll be able to set one more lap, but let's see what Lucas can do. We'll keep an eye on IG Alex, see what kind of sector time he's setting. See how the yellow flags everywhere. IG Alex is also getting a big toe up that straight after Radion. Lucas really finding the edges of the track limits. Banks is retired from the session. Let's go to IG Alex and see what sector time. He's not gone quicker than his previous first sector. And that is where he is quicker than Lucas, as Lucas goes over the line and does invalidate his lap. So let's go then back to IG Alex. See what he can do. Posh Evans is retired. That one is also in the pits. So IG Alex is coming up to a little bit of traffic here. I'm not sure he's going to go a whole lot quicker. In that dirty air the whole way. I don't think it's going to affect his times. So a couple of people then coming up to the line. Let's look away for a minute. We've got Brett coming over the line, who does go P2 then. That is P2 for Brett. We've got an Alfa Romeo coming over the line, leaving now 12th place. He can't improve. The Haas coming over the line. He jumped up to P7. Not a bad time. Lucas has retired from the session, but that's because he isn't going to improve his time. That's broken over the line. We don't need to worry about that one. But where can Finn put that Alfa Romeo? Can he climb higher than 5th place? Currently with a 141.7. It looks like he's going to go a little bit quicker, and he does. Up to P3 with a 141.6. IG Alex then coming over the line. He doesn't improve. So P5 for the Ferrari driver. And Captain Emery is going to be gutted. He's not really improved on that time. going to have to say, you're going to be a bit disappointed on the blocking that happened. But that is it. That is qualifying for the European Racing Organisation PlayStation F2 tier. Thanks to because we have a couple of fans. Let's see then, we got Lucas on pole with a 141.5, less than a tenth behind him. 3 drivers, FR Bread, Vils and Bo, all very close in times. IGLX then. The 2 Romanian Ferrari drivers, 5th and 6th, we got Jay in P7, Posh Evans in P8 in the McLaren, just beating out his teammate in P9. We got Goldsick in P10, just now beating out his teammate of Kappa in P11. Captain Emery in P12, he'll be a bit annoyed about the blocking that happened earlier, but Kai Yes taking P13 by Lieb now in P14. Banks 2 was apparently cooking in P15. Liam Boot in P16, STR Noise in P17, and Algard in the Aston Martin in P18. That's all set on Inters. Interesting. However, it doesn't really matter where you finish in qualifying, it matters where you finish in the race. Yes, it might set you up for a better race, but what really matters is where you stand at the end of, I think it is 22 laps around Belgium in a 50% race. Looking like a nice dry race, and some of you eagle-eyed viewers in the comments might notice that there is no longer the pit crew randomly stood in front of their garages, T-posing like a bit of a bunch of weirdos. They are now invisible and disappeared. They're not sat in the garage, as you can see, and they're also not working on the cars like they would in real life. But it's good to see they've made a couple of quality of life updates with the game. Got a few spare tyres in the garage and a few spare front wings. I'm sure we'll be using a couple of extra of those today, as Belgium always introduces a bit of saucy competition, let's say. That saucy competition can sometimes come in less sauce into turn 1. It's a very short, straight and early braking zone into turn 1, and it catches a lot of people out, but we will be shortly away as we wait for the final lights to drop, and we are away. Lucas getting a poor start there, and looks like he's going to get a little bit swamped as Liam Boot climbs up in We've got a bit of desync going on here. A real bit of desync. We've got Finn in P1 then, currently leading the way in the Alfa Romeo driver. Over Bread in the Red Bull. They're going to get really close together. The Red Bull and the Mercedes side by side through a Rouge and Rail. That's always risky. But the Red Bull driver does stay ahead. And here's Bread going to make a move. We've got some blue flags flashing around, but let's ignore those for now as we've got a little bit of desync. There we go, it's sorted itself out. Liam Boot gone to the back of the field. FR Bread then chasing down Finn for that first place, who got a brilliant start and flew to the front of the field. Let's see what's going on. He's in the middle of the field. I think he's an AI, so I don't worry too much about that one. 2 tenths then is the gap between FR Bread and Finn. As we have a yellow flag, and that looks like contact, and the Haas has gone round. Jay has spun, or he's been involved in something I do not quite know, but that is not the start we want as we see Liam Boot going a little bit wide. That's definitely not an AI then. This car would be ghosting. Down the inside then for Noise, making the move on the AlphaTauri car. And seems to have a P13 as let's enable some of this stuff. Liam Boot gets back through. You almost missed that one there. So Finn jumping 2 positions. Brett jumping his teammate, who is now being overtaken by Bo down the inside. The other Red Bull's gone wide. It's going to be 3 wide into the final corner. And Lucas is going to get the traction. Can he get the car down the inside of Bo? It doesn't look like he's got that straight line speed, and Bo's going to pull away a little bit. But he's going to go for the move then. Mercedes leaving plenty of room. Oh, he's pushed a little bit off the field, but he's going to keep the throttle pinned, and the Mercedes will hold that position. But as they run up through Rouge and Radion, then what's going to happen? Red Bull is going to slot in. He's going to be sensible here. It's a long race to go. For the 20 laps, you don't want to be ruining it already. But Bo looking like he's doing something serious here as he flies up the outside of Bread. We said he had a low downforce setup, and it really does look like that tonight. There's P2 then for the Mercedes driver, who only set that one lap in qualifying, only had a minute to get a lap in. But he's certainly shown what he's made of. Whoa, that's close. As Lucas had a bit of a moment. Two McLaren drivers side by side, giving each other just enough racing room. He's gone a little bit wide there. That might be a one of the track limits. And I think he felt he pushed him off because he's let him back through. But it's really all falling apart here for Lucas, who is on the medium tyres. Let's have a quick look then. Who's on what tyres? So that is interesting then. Everyone bar first and second are on those medium tyres, so a little bit of a split in strategy. Which is interesting as we have a spinner at the back. That is Lieb now in the gravel. He's going to rejoin at the back of the field, I'm afraid, as he's got some warm tyres there to contend with. Keep an eye then on the McLaren driver, chasing down Lucas, who has lost a few positions here. Started P2, I think he started. Oh, he might have even been on pole. Either way, Bo is currently the fastest driver. And I think that we should probably be looking ahead here, because Bo is going to look to make a move up through Eau Rouge and Radion then. He's going to have that DRS. We know he's fast in a straight line, and he seems to have good turning as well, as he doesn't have to lift much through here. He doesn't have to drop to 7th gear. And let's watch that delta. Currently 6/10 as the rear wing is wide open. Nicely shown by the cameras there, but he's not quite going to catch Finn yet as Lucas makes a position. McLaren going up the inside. Lucas is going to close the door on that one and say not today, as bottom marker loses a couple of positions. Hot on the heels though of the McLaren drivers. He's going to go for a move at the inside. He's not going to try and risk that one there. He's going to wait, and that's probably rightly so. Yellow flag, I'm not too sure what that's for, but a little bit of gap there for the Red Bull driver, but where there's not a gap is between Posh Evans and bottom Marco. Looking to make a move. The McLaren going wide there. That'll be another track limit warning as we have a yellow flag in sector 2. There's the other Ferrari driver, IG Alex, has gone round. It doesn't look like he has any damage, but he's going to fall near the back of the field. But more importantly, back up ahead, his teammate really chasing down that McLaren driver. 4 tenths is the gap. Both on those medium tyres, no advantage for anybody there. As we have contact, and that is Goldtick out of the race. The McLaren getting caught up in something else, and that is going to be, you'd like to think, a safety car. I think that's a VSC for now. And Goldzik is going to be then our first retirement of the race. And it is a virtual safety car. And I think there's going to be some damage from the McLaren driver. Yeah, no front wing on the front of that car. But it's only a virtual safety car. Only a virtual safety car. Possibly Captain Emery then getting caught up in that. A couple of pitters, the other McLaren driver and RG Alex. Wonder if they're all for front wings. Are they indeed? No, that looks like a strategy call for Captain Emery. A drive through for Jay for speeding under VSC. A front wing change for RG Alex, like we expected to see, and also a front wing change for the McLaren, who we did see in the wall alongside Goldzik, but Goldzik is out of the race in the Williams driver. Just Kappa then to carry the Williams team, currently scoring points, but only a few. Just 3 points then for the Williams driver as it currently stands. But we are under virtual safety car conditions. Now let's see if, no, it's not going to tell us. It tells us ERS usage in medium, that's interesting. And another drive through, that is catastrophic for the P5 driver Posh Evans, and that's really going to ruin his race there as he picks up a virtual drive through during the virtual safety car. As we wait for the race to go green. And it has gone green, just the 2 drive-throughs. They're both going to be served at the end of this lap, you'd imagine, but that is really not the start I wanted. But Bo is all over the back of Finn, although he's going to have to look backwards as well as forwards, because Brad in the Red Bull is also very close to him. He's going to go for a move down into turn 1. Is Brad going to go for it? You had to think about the inside line. But he's going to go wide and just hang on back. As Posh Evans goes in to serve that drive-through penalty. little bit deep into turn 1. That's going to put the Red Bull right on his tail. The tyre strategies are split here, and those softs will start wearing soon, and the race will come back to FRL Bread. So let's see what he can do. Can he chase him up the straight here? He's quicker out of Eau Rouge up through Radion. He's going to get the run on the Mercedes driver, who's going to go for the inside line on Finn, and Bread's just going to have to back out, and that is a lead change then in the Belgian Grand Prix. Bo has taken the lead, although he's not going to give it up too easily, Finn. He's going to hold it on the outside, but he just can't quite keep his car alongside. He's going to have to give up the position, and Bo will take the lead then of the Belgian Grand Prix. See Finn running a little bit wide over the curb there. Hopefully that's not a warning for himself. We do have our first 3-second penalty. That is the Aston Martin driver of Algar down in P10. Tensions are tight for the top podium position. Three drivers separated by such a small gap. Up 5, and that is 1 3-second time penalty for the McLaren driver, who's down in the bottom position, P17. Right then, what's going to happen the second time around? Bo took the lead going up through Radion last lap. With that help from the DRS and that top speed he has, a little bit of a slide out of turn 1. Jay coming in to serve his drive-through penalty then. Bo, rather than looking for a move, is going to have to be looking in his rearview mirror this time. Up the hill they go then. Finn is low on ERS. We can see that there's a little bit for Bread, and he's going to be looking to make a move, but I think he's going to lose out again. He's going to go through the middle. The Merc, I don't think he saw him coming. Round the outside, Finn does take the lead. The Red Bull pushes the Merc driver a little bit wide, but he's going to swoop round the outside, and that will be P2 then for Bread in the Red Bull driver. And importantly behind the other Red Bull looking to make a move. Unfortunately a little bit of contact there, or a little bit squirrely out of the corner, and he doesn't quite manage to make that one stick. But Bo losing another position then. We're losing 2 positions in 1 corner down to P3. So we have a spin for the McLaren driver, and he's off the track, and that is a safety car then. Safety car. The safety car is out. That car has already cleared off the track, so I didn't get a chance to see where that crash happened or how bad it was. A few of the front runners there are probably screaming a sigh of relief. To get a little bit of respite from that race that was going on, and they're all going to die in the pits here, you'd imagine. For all the hard tyres, let's see. Finn does come in. Bread comes in, Bo comes in, Lucas comes in, Bottomarco comes in, Kai also comes in the Aston Martin, the Williams of Kappa comes in, Noise also comes in, the AlphaTauri of Liam Boot then. What's he going to do? Is he going to come into the pits as well? I'd imagine so. He does indeed. A little bit of a line cross there. Liam clipped the wall there by the looks of it. In comes Posh Evans, some double stacking going on. Leave now in the pits as well, you'd imagine. Captain Emery then, is he going to come in as well? Couple of mediums going on for drivers, but it's mostly the hards. Captain Emery does come in. IG Alex also comes in the pits, and finally Jay, who just served his drive-through, is in the pits. Posh Evans has put on intermediate tyres here. IG Alex speeds in the pit lane. I wonder if there's something we don't know, but it is not ready for inters yet. That is both interesting and confusing at the same time. It does look cloudy out there, but I don't know if there's meant to be any rain just yet. If there is some light rain coming, it does take a while for the track to get wet. But let's see. Those are catching up with that safety car, and actually Alex, I don't think he's going to get a chance to get rid of that 5-second penalty under the safety car. Really interesting that the McLaren driver, after his teammate DNFing, has gone onto the intermediate tyres. I don't see any rain out there yet. I am keeping an eye out for it. It looks a little bit bright out there. I can see a bit of cloud. But certainly the track's not wet enough for inters. See, then are we going to resume on this lap, or we're going to do one more tour under the safety car? Interesting just to go on board with them. So much struggling on those inters, even just in the safety car lap. No notification of the safety car come in then. Not yet, at least. Amajaro's not backing off, so I think we'll do one more lap under the safety car. Where I can only assume that Posh Evans is going to get off those intermediate tyres. I'd imagine Alex is going to pit to get rid of the 5-second time penalty as well. Let's have a little look and overtaking the safety car. Let's see, was this a mistake, or does he know something we don't? It looks like it was a mistake. Lean boot going in. I wonder if he damaged his front wing when he came in the pits. He didn't have time to change it. Actually, Alex is not going to get rid of that 5-second penalty. That is interesting. Is it a wing change for lane boot? No, he's just coming in again. He wants the hard tyres. Posh Evans back out in the last position, but at least he's on some dry tyres now. I'm really surprised IG Alex is not trying to get rid of that penalty now. So we get back on board with the leader, Finn, currently in first place in the Alfa Romeo car. On the hard tyres, he's got a hard runner behind him, but behind him, FR bred, is Bo in the Mercedes driver on the mediums. Let's see what he can do. Wait for that notification to pop at the top of the screen. Right, that safety car will be in this lap. Finley's going to let the safety car pull away, and it's be interesting to see where he's going to go here. He's going to wait right till the line here before he goes through the final corner, and he is away. The Red Bull a little bit behind, Bogan in a better move, but it looks like Marco, he's got the best start there, only 2 turns behind the Mercedes driver, but he's not going to get a move into turn 1 as the straight is not long enough. As they all climb one by one up the hill. Fast speeds and noise really on the back of Lucas here, who's really struggled since lap 1. More importantly, Brett up front is looking for a move on the leader. That's going to be tight. A little bit of contact there. But both keeping it tidy, and he's going to hold it around the outside. And then there's a lovely move from Brett into the lead, but he's not going to give it up here. A bit of contact as he closes the door on Finn. So they're still side by side. And Brett will come across to take the lead. Very aggressive racing there as the Alfa Romeo almost gets caught by Bo behind. Side by side through P1, and he backs out of that one. Finn then already being bullied around the track, losing a couple of positions because of it. Three-second time penalty then for Jake, who's already had a drive-through, and his day's just getting worse and worse as it goes on. Bottom Marco, 2.5 tenths. Kappa making a move. Bo looking for the lead of the race. Round the outside. The Red Bull's going to keep himself on the inside. Bo's going to go a little bit deeper. He's going to get the switchback. But I don't think the Red Bull's going to get a better exit. And Bo will take the lead then of the Belgian Grand Prix. As Lucas is really getting swallowed here. The under and over for Kappa, making the move on the Aston driver. Lucas hold on to P5 for now. How long will that last as they climb up the hill? I'm also trying to keep an eye on the Delta at the front of the pack. But Kappa's going to make a move on the Red Bull driver. He's going to show him the outside. Kappa's going to say thank you very much, and he's going to hold it, but he's not going to get much room. And a little bit of contact, and Lucas is going to lose out there. But I feel like that was a bit self-inflicted, as we have a Banks fan in the chat. Banks on top, currently P10 for Banks. As he gives us a good onboard shot of what's happening up ahead. Really nice and tidy, but Lucas is falling down the field. P8, Bo pulling out a second lead already. In that second sector, where his medium tyre should be that much quicker. There's a long race to go yet, as Noise is right on the back of the Aston Martin driver of car. He's made up a couple of positions here. 2 attempts. Brett in second place, picking up a 3-second time penalty. How much could that end up affecting his races? Do you think he's going to lose P2 on the road anyway? As Finn is right on the rear, he's going to go to the outside. Red Bull places his car nicely in the middle of the track. Not giving any room, and the Ferrari of Bottomaco, who tries to go around the outside. Both in the fastest lap then, 2.5 seconds in that one lap ahead. DRS is enabled. As we approach the halfway mark, Bo is in the lead, but there's going to be a bit of fighting for second place here as he pulls out really early. Doesn't he need the DRS to get up into second place? And he flies past Brett. Bottomarco's going to look for a move as well on the Red Bull driver. Up the inside, then Brett's going to hold it on. A little bit of contact again, but they do both get through unscathed, and the Ferrari will slide ahead. Brett's going to hold it on the outside. We've got a spin at the back for Captain Emery. Brett round the outside. But he's not quite going to make the move there, and the Ferrari driver, oh, this is tight. He's going to get the exit speed. But they're going to go side by side through P1, and the Red Bull goes up the inside. I thought he was going to back off there, but he went up the inside, and he's made the move on the Ferrari driver up into P3. But you have to remember, he is carrying that 3-second time penalty. And all the while this battling is going on, Finn is pulling away from Brett, pulling away from these couple of drivers, pulling away from that 3-second time penalty, and pulling a gap of 1.5 seconds. But Bo is really looking like he's going to control the pace here, as IG Alex, who also has had a bit of a miserable night, has picked up a 3-second time penalty for his troubles. But Bodo Marco's going to try again on the Red Bull driver. He had to get off the throttle a little bit there as he was going too fast, but he's going to go to the inside of Brett, who goes a little bit deep to give the gap, but he didn't need it as contact there. Kappa pushes the red Ferrari driver, and that's a spin for Bodo Marco. A bit of a nudge. That was a bit of a naughty one there from the Williams driver. And Bodo Marco has gone round as the Ferrari drivers' race goes from bad to worse, both of them. Lucas going to lose another position up through Radeon. You wonder if it's a setup thing here. Oh, he's given no room. Really aggressive defending from Lucas here. That looked like more than just one defensive move in the break. Well, it was in the braking zone, but it was more than one defensive move for sure. Liam Boot has gone round to the back of the field. We will keep our eyes on this gap. 4 tenths. 3 tenths for Banks, who allegedly is on top. Climbing a bit close to the top. More looks like he's going to have to look backwards, not forwards here, as the the Aston Martin almost goes around the outside of Banks, who lost a little bit of time there. And much to the relief of his teammate in the other Aston Martin, Banks is going to have to look backwards, not forwards. Let's look though for the move that's about to come. Noise round the outside, it's dummied it to the inside of Bread. Bread's going to go a little bit deep to hold that position. Let's see when Noise get a better exit out of the chicane. It doesn't really look like it, and they both got DRS. So he's not going to go any quicker down the straight, and he's going to have to hold position for now. It's a Red Bull, it's very close. Good on board as Liam Boot retires in the pits. And he's going to call it a night there. He's going to the inside of Bread. Bread's going to be pinched there. He's going to be given the space as they both fly past Kappa. Bread's going to take the lead of these couple of drivers. Noise. Oh, that was Kappa off the track there. And Lucas almost getting a little bit of a sight. Let's see as Noise going to send it. I don't think he's quite close enough. The Red Bull driver will stay ahead. Good driving then on display from the tier 2 drivers, but Bo was pulled out a 4.5 second lead on Finn, who has a 2.5 second lead to the bit of a squabble that's going on behind, and they will all be happy about that, those two drivers. But these four all battle real close together. A little bit wide for Algarve. We saw that on stream, and he's picked up a 3-second time penalty for it. Banks has eventually lost that position. In fact, he's going to lose a couple more as the McLaren goes into a bit of a spin there. Manages to catch it, but IG Alex steaming down the outside. Doesn't quite manage to make a move. Let's look at Noise then as he's going for a move on Bread. Doesn't quite get it into the braking zone, but he's going to get the old switch back. Looks like he's going to get the pace out the corner. He's got to hold position, but it could all change up through Rouge and Radeon. They climb up the hill. A nice dry race tonight. See who's going to get the better drive through the corner. Oh, well, that was quite evident, wasn't it? Noise is alongside as they come out of the corner. He doesn't even need the straight or the DRS. He's already ahead. He's going to get that rear wing open. And there's nothing the Red Bull's going to be able to do about it. The drivers behind don't manage to catch. And Noise will move up into the podium positions. You have a spin for IG Alex. Porsche picking up a 3-second top penalty for that same incident. Bang's picking up a couple of positions, but a yellow flag out here as IG Alex just cannot get that car under control. He resets the track. Unfortunately, we saw that one on the stream. Here's a bad day for the Ferrari drivers as Jay picks up a second 3-second penalty. Sorry, a bit of a yawn there. Lucas then looking to make a move on his teammate. He started off not too strongly, but he's looking like he's going to have a better stint here. Three tenths, Lucas, behind his teammate. Bread in the Red Bull. No DRS down that back straight. Let's see then, what can he do as he goes into turn 1. Posh Evans picking up another 3 seconds of penalties. Luca's not able to make any moves here. Captain Emery moving up in position on lead now, who's gone into the pits. Possibly to retire the car. Let's have a quick look at those penalties. We've got 3 seconds for Brett, 6 seconds for Algard, 6 seconds for Posh Evans, 3 seconds for Bottom Marker. IGLX got 8 seconds, that's 1 for track limits and 1 for speeding the pit lane, and 6 seconds for Jen. Justin Martin's from position then. But unable to catch noise. Finn in P2, picking up 3 seconds. That would see him lose the position as it stands. Wester still close here, and there's a crash for Posh Evans. It looks like he's just lost the car coming out of the corner, and that will be a second safety car on lap 15 then. A DNF for Posh Evans, as it was just going bad and bad and bad for him. IGLX will pit to dump that 5-second penalty, you'd have to imagine. But this is not good for the drivers who are currently carrying time penalties. And then Finn is going in the pits. Bo pit as well. I'm guessing everyone's going to strap on their softs here. Maybe some of those rear drivers might look for track position, no? We're all going in. Banks has sped in the pit lane. I'm doing all that hard work he's been putting on. IGLX and is going to go in as well. He is going to get held in the pits for 5 seconds, so he will... I think he'll stay where he is, really. See now, we're going to see the safety car in at the end of lap 6. We're going to do one more. We've still got a Haas to catch up, so it's not going to come in just yet. So we somehow see Noise pick up 3 seconds. I don't know what's going on there. Picked up 3 seconds for corner cutting under safety car conditions. It's a bit of a weird one. Banks didn't opt to get rid of his penalty. Oh, I think he's serving it now actually. Yeah, good decision from him. He will strap on another set of... Oh, I'd imagine they're softs. What mediums he's gone for. Interesting. Medium... Maybe he didn't have another set of softs to put on. He has caught up to the back of the field then, so we will go racing at the end of lap 17. We'll have 4 laps of racing to go. We are waiting then for this notification to pop up at the top of our screens as the safety car goes to the end of, well, the beginning of the third sector. End of the second, we should see safety car is coming in this lap. Let's see. We do indeed. The safety car is in this lap as Bo lets the safety car drive away. The track goes green. We'll be all slow down. See then, we imagine he's going to wait for a while. See the cars all weaving, dancing around. I think he's gone there. Bo has gone really early. Caught out the drivers behind. He's got a second gap already. 1.1 is the gap as they cross the line. Oh, it's not quite. He's lost a bit of time there. IG likes to pick up a 3-second time penalty. He's now on 6 seconds. We'll keep those penalties up on screen so we can work out positions as we go, but currently Bo is leading the race with a 6/10 gap. IG Alex and Y Jason all both fighting together, both on the same penalty, so this is 4th position. Jay coming out on top, but Bo still keeping that lead. 4/10 is the gap. Finn is flying up the hill, but let's look back at Noise, who's going to go to the outside of the Aston Martin of Kai. Can he make a move? He is currently carrying that 3-second time penalty. He doesn't make the move on the car. It's very close then between these two drivers as the Noise is all over the back of Kai. And as you can see, both on the medium tyres. In fact, let's take a look at the tyres, because there's not what I expected. I expected everyone to be on the soft tyres. That is not the case. Bo is on soft. Finn is on mediums, which is very interesting. Noise is on mediums. Kai is on mediums. Brett is on the softs, but he's not keeping up with the two drivers ahead. Noise the one looking to make a move at the moment. Bo to Marco also going to make a move on the driver of Algard. In the the Aston Martin. I keep saying Alpha when it's an Aston Martin. Oh, the Aston's run horribly wide there. That's going to be a warning for track limits. 2 behind. Here's Marco going to go for a move into the corner. He's going to go around the outside of the Aston Martin driver. He's got that faster straight line speed and he's made the move. Having a P8 for the Ferrari driver. Bear in mind he is carrying that 3-6 seconds up, but he's made a mistake into the bus stop chicane. He'll get a penalty for cutting the corners as he kept position there, and he should have lost a couple. But let's look away then. That place doesn't matter all that much. Brett in the soft tyres. He's falling away from the medium runner of Finn. Finn is catching Bo. 4/10 is the gap. The mediums seem to be quicker than the softs here. The softs seem to die out very, very quickly. We could see an exchange of the lead here. Lead now makes the move on Captain Emery. They're both going full speed. Can he go to the inside? He's not quite close enough. Finn, 4 attempts behind Bo. Brad really looking like he's struggling on those soft tyres, and he's being caught up from behind Kai, who just a minute ago was having to look backwards, or he still does, but he's also got to look forward as well, because he might be able to make a move on Brad. No, he's 2 attempts behind of the Aston Martin, not the Alpha, the Aston. Pulling a little bit of a gap then on Finn. But it's here we need to watch as Kai, I think he's going to go for the move here. Is he going to go to send it up the inside? No, he backs out of that one. As does the couple of drivers behind. And we'll watch them all filter through nice and cleanly through the bus stop chicane. Run a little bit wide there. And that's going to open the door for Kai. He just can't quite make a move. He's going to go to the inside. He's not going to go for it. Cars behind are also not going to make a silly lunge here. As Bo goes fastest, setting the fastest lap so far. We should have really pulled away from Fred. He was under tremendous pressure from the cars behind. And here we go. We're going to see Kai go to the outside. He has gone round Brad. Isn't he more going to get past him? Noise past Brad. He might even get passed by his teammate here, who sends it up the inside. Doesn't give him much room on the outside, and he will take that position. Lucas will move it at P5, and Brad just lost 3 positions up that one straight. Importantly, the lead, well, I say is going to change, but actually he's currently carrying a 3-second time lead, so even if he does make a move, he's not going to get the position that comes to the final standings. In fact, he's going to need to get a move on before he loses another position to Kai behind. As you can see, Brad, he's obviously having some sort of issues. He gets passed by Kappa, and he's just falling down the order. He was P3 just a moment ago at the beginning of this lap, and now he's in P7. You see then what's going to happen up front. Is Finn going to eventually make that move on Bo? Going to go to the outside here. He's going to take P1, but not just yet. In fact, he is. He's going to take P1 on track. But also, he's doing enough to retain P2 then, after penalties are applied. I can't see him pulling out 3 seconds on Bo in just the 1 lap. Well, 2 laps. Look at Lucas, and he's been a bit of a yo-yo on track today. He's gone up and down the field, finding patches of form and spots of confidence, but not enough to keep the race going. Three attempts then behind Kai. Looking to make a move. Kai is within DRS of Noise ahead, who has caught up these 2 drivers quite quickly and currently sees himself in 2nd position after penalties are applied for Finn. Oh, that doesn't actually, because Noise is also carrying a penalty. Finn will keep P2 then as it stands. Bread will lose a position. Just the one, as Al Gabalem also is carrying 6 seconds of penalties. Al Gab will lose a couple of positions. Jay has made a move then. The two drivers side by side. Mark has been pushed off the track, you think? Let's look at the lead. Bo flying past. We've seen that straight line speed from him. And he saw past the car. Lucas making a move on Kai, but it looks like he's gone off track there. And Kai will see himself back through. Lucas tries to hold him around the outside. As they go too wide into corner. It's closed the door a little bit there. And in fact, he's pushed him off the track, you gotta think. Really aggressive from Lucas. He's been very aggressive all race. Now Brett's going to look at the pick up the pieces. See up front, Finn is quicker in that second section. But Bro just has that straight line speed. Bo, sorry. I got picking up another 3 seconds. That's 9 seconds. Kai picking up 3 seconds. So Brett is fighting for position then when he wants to overtake Kern. It gives him something to work for. Are we going to see a change of lead in the final corner? I don't think we are. He's going to go for around the outside, but he doesn't quite have the space, the Alfa Romeo. And Brett will cross the line in first place. Finn will come in second. He will stay there because of penalties. Lucas moves to P3 after a couple of demotions for Noise. Kappa P4, Noise P5, Kai P6. He should have been a little bit higher after that contact. Brett P7, Lieb now P8. As we're on board with him, we will run you through then the final standings. Kai driver of the day. Probably could have made a couple extra positions in that. Let's run you through the final order then. We have in first place and our race winner with the fastest lap, Bo. In second place we have Finn in the Alfa Romeo. Lucas in P3 after a bit of a yo-yo through the race. He's managed to recover nicely. Cap in P4, Noise in P5, Kayes in P6, Brett in P7, Lieb now in P8, Captain Emery in P9, Banks, who's managed to scrape a point in P10. The Ferrari of Bottom Marco is going to be disappointed with this race after starting in P6, finished P11. Algard in P12, he started P18, so not bad for him. Jay in P13, Alex and Posh Evans both going to be devastated with that. Alex, of course, finishing in P14, Posh Evans in P15, who was our first DNF of the race, Liam Boot in P16. And the McLaren and Williams drivers bringing up the rear, P17 and P18 with 2 DNFs. But that has been Ero, the first race of the season around the Belgian Grand Prix, Tier 2, F2, whatever you want to call them. That has been the first race of the season. And this will see Bo in that Mercedes take the lead. I've been jumped tonight and I'm not too sure who will be joining you next week for F2, but we will have plenty of other people commentating for some races further in the week. Thank you everyone for joining me.